Happy 80th birthday, Steve. We met when I was 20 years old and you were 29. So there's 9 years difference between our ages, and you're 80 today, and I'm going to be 71 pretty soon in December. It's hard to believe that we've made it to this age, and it's been a great journey, hasn't it, sweetheart? I just thinking about all the things that we've gone through and how we've come through things that only God could have brought us through. But He is faithful. And I wanted to start out by reading some things to you that I have written in this little book that I got published through Snapfish. It's pretty neat. And it has some things that expresses how I feel about you, my husband of almost 50 years. Okay, first of all, here's a picture that I have. And it says, I love you in the morning as the sun slowly rises in the eastern sky. I love you in the middle of the hard-working day. I love you in the evening as I look toward the horizon. And when the world is filled with darkness, I can say, I love you. Okay, when I first met you, you of course the band director at East Knox, and you had a band that would play at the ball games, and you had a stage band. And so I wrote this little poem. It's kind of funny, but kind of expressed my feelings. You've got rhythm, you've got soul. You're full of music high and low. Snap your fingers and stomp your feet. That's my baby. Keep the beat. The stage band now starts to play. Watch him as he swivels and sways. A little to the left and a little to the right. My honey moves me out of sight. And then when you retired from teaching, I wrote this poem about you. I know the man who stands before you. He's my husband and my friend. Steve's been dedicated to teach children from the beginning to the end, from xylophones and flutophones to trumpets and French horn. He's fulfilled with dignity this mission to which he was born. A teacher of music is how he's known to some, but to the primary children, he's Mr. Fun. I know the man who stands before you, and I know teaching is his heartstring, has been the desire to make a difference in the magic that music can bring. It's important to know that the things we do today can help to shape a child's future in a very special way. The young lives he's touched, the many years he's been teaching, will have a rippling effect that is much further reaching. And that explains what a wonderful teacher he was. And he was known by that to all his students that he had. And you're still the love of my life, honey. I'm just so happy that I've made this journey with you. And we've got a lot more good years to come. And I look forward to spending them with you. Happy 80th birthday, and God bless you, and just thankful for our little family that we have, for Laura and Stephanie. They have been such a joy to us, and now our grandchildren, Jameson and Faith and Mia, and our son-in-laws add a lot to our lives too, Dave and Kevin. And it's just wonderful when we can all get together and celebrate life together. And I love you so much. And we're keeping on, keeping on.
My dearest son, Stephen, I'm wishing you a happy, happy 80th birthday. I have been so blessed with having a son like you. And I can go back through so many things that I just can't thank the Lord enough for the blessing that we had in moving into Palis Park and having your brother and your sister Warren and your other brother, and then moving out to Joliet and having your last brother, I can't even remember his name, Ricky, born. But we've had so many wonderful times. I remember the football at Northwestern, and I was so proud. I'm sitting up in the grandstand pointing out, that's my son in the band. That's my son in the band. And Bruce Hausneck, I can't remember the piano player's name. They were so wonderful with pushing you on with the music. I'm so thankful that that happened. And then I remember you moving to Ohio, and Graham and I were just heartbroken. And then you met Gail, and the wedding we went to in Kentucky was so beautiful. I'll never forget the rehearsal dinner in the next state, West Virginia, I think it was, and Gail's family sitting there, and I looked, all I could think of is so many people. She had such a large family. Oh, it was a wonderful time, the wedding in West Virginia. Of course, we had some bad news when Rick Mitch had the accident going to the wedding, but everything worked out beautiful. And then I was up at Art and Jeannie's for the holiday, Christmas holiday, when you called and asked us to come. This was after after you and Gail had been married a year, and you had just had Laura. And I remember you were living not in Baton Rouge, but over a drugstore or a restaurant or something. And Bill and I were at Art and Jeannie's for the holiday, and you called, and we packed up and immediately left for Ohio. Then I remember getting Laura a bath in the sink, and your mother was so nervous. She was so afraid that I was going to drown her, I think. I remember that so clearly when I just dropped Laura into the sink and bathed her. Oh, what wonderful memories I have, Stevie, of you as growing up and being the fine gentleman you are. And there's just so much to remember that I can hardly put it in a phone call like this. But most of all, I want you to know on your 80th birthday, I love you dearly. I am so blessed that I have you as a son. So right now, I want to say happy 80th and many more. After all, your mother's 98, so you got a lot of years to look forward to. I love you, son. Happy birthday.
the Bethalon, and load up and bacillus, and good old spironolactone. That's for this evening. You can buy pills for this morning. CoQ10, aspirin, labetalol, spironolactone, and lisinopril. Lisinopril.